The GEF Small Grants Program, GEF SGP. Launched in 1992, GEF SGP supports activities for non-governmental and community-based organizations in developing countries towards climate change abatement, conservation of biological diversity, protection of international waters, reduction of the impact of persistent organic pollutants, and prevention from land degradation, while generating sustainable livelihoods. The program is implemented as a corporate program of the GEF by the United Nations Development Program, UNDP. The UNDP continues to coordinate and strengthen worldwide and national efforts in achieving the Millennium Development Goal, MDG, of environmental sustainability. It operates on the premise that global environmental problems can best be addressed at the grassroots level when local people are empowered to protect their environment and understand that their own social and economic well-being is dependent on sound long-term resource management. The impact of conservancy projects is greater.
I just would like to emphasize the importance of the collaboration between UNDP and the Small Grants Program. Since UNDP as a strong supporter and also leader for supporting the nations in achieving Millennium Development Goals, we strongly believe that those global goals will be achieved only by empowering community organizations and NGOs, and small grants programs are really on the principle of community empowerment and community mobilization, and those are the people who can support and also make realize the Millennium Development Goals.
In Jamaica, the GEF focal areas of interest are biodiversity, climate change and land degradation. In Jamaica, grants have a ceiling of US $40,000, and in keeping with the mandate of the GEF, partner guarantees providing matching funds comprising cash and in kind. In keeping with the promise to assist countries in achieving their MDGs, 95% of the projects have alternative livelihoods and gender empowerment factors built into their design. Since its commencement in Jamaica in 2005, the GEF SGP has funded over 50 projects with the commitment of over US $1 million. All projects are approved by the National Steering Committee, NSC. The NSC is the local decision-making body of the SGP and provides overall guidance and direction to the country program and contributes to the development and implementation of strategies for the program's sustainability.
I'm very pleased to be associated with the Small Grants Program and very pleased to see the wide range of projects and the successful projects currently being implemented. And I know that the program is going to continue with a lot of success.
I have had the opportunity of seeing some of the projects being implemented, and I have found them quite fascinating, and I think it is doing a lot for local community, and I think this is the way forward.
The project at this time, I should say, is a very excellent and rewarding one. Since my tenure, I think the project has met its mandate and has kept up to its credibility. And I want to endorse the project that it continues on a sustainable path.
Projects have been cited in at least 3 biodiversity global hotspots, including the Cockpit Country, Dolphin Head Mountains, the Blue and John Crow Mountains, and Portland Bight.
And right now we're in the Portland Bight protected area at the Small Grants Project site. Here in the mangrove forest, we're surrounded by red mangroves, and there's some black mangrove over here. And at this particular site, we're doing a conservation project focused on the West Indian whistling duck. And so one of the things that we note is that that species is a Caribbean species, and it is considered to be endangered throughout its range. It's only found on several islands in the Greater Antilles, and this bird is of conservation interest to us because we consider it a flagship species for conservation of the wetlands of the Caribbean. And this particular project is aimed at enhancing the habitat in this area because we are actually in a protected area. We want to attract the birds to this area and provide some additional resources for them to encourage them to live here where they would be protected from illegal hunting. Some of the things that we're doing in the project here is providing supplemental feeding, and we're providing nest boxes, and we're also trying to attract them using sound recordings, playback of sound recordings and decors so that they will become familiar with the feeding tables and the nest boxes. So we've constructed feeding tables in secret locations in the wetlands where we know the whistling ducks will frequent so that they can find additional feeding and get used to being around. This is what the tables look like, just a wooden box, and inside we place the feeding material, sometimes cracked corn, sometimes a little fruit, whatever we can entice them to eat, and it's suspended on plastic pipes in the wetlands. Coming up on the left, here we have the nest box that we designed. As you can see, it's suspended above the water so that the predators, rats and so on, can't get inside. And it's a double-chambered nest box. There's an entrance which is just wide enough to allow the whistling duck to go in. We have a little perch at the front so that they can easily investigate the opening. And then the top of the box will actually open so that we can see what's going on inside. Here. Inside, it's actually a double chamber design so that they will come in this first chamber and there's a hole that's just large enough for the whistling duck to fit through, and they will actually nest in comfort in the inner chamber. This project was funded by the GF Small Grants Program to the tune of about $29,500 US. And we're also partnering with Jamalco, who actually own the property on which the project is based, and they are more than just a bystander. They are also contributing to this project financially. They are providing $15,000 worth of matching funds to support the continuation of this work and the development of phase 2.
We've been learning ourselves about how the best things we can do to manage this area for the whistling ducks and the crocodiles and the other threatened species. Turtles are among the species that we have here, so we've learned a lot about what the best way to approach that is, and we're going to be working on modifying our approach in the future. We've also found that there's been a great increase in the awareness in the community, not only about the importance of these species. Many people didn't realize they were here, and now they do, and we've been, they didn't, if they knew they were here, they didn't know they were important or special. And I think that's been a really important thing. But broader than that, we've had several workshops, a series of workshops with the community, starting with general awareness of the project, but then building on that to awareness of the importance of the wetlands, but also the potential for tourism. And that has led immediately into the community actually coming in touch with the tourist board. And the tourist board actually brought down a group this week to look at working with the community in Salt River